There is some really disturbing news from Commissioner Brendan Carr today. He is from the FCC. The Biden administration has just put forward a plan for digital equity, and it is a plan for all internet services and all infrastructure. According to FCC Commissioner Carr, President Biden's plan hands the administrative state effective control of all internet services and infrastructure in the country. Never before in the roughly 40-year history of the public internet has the FCC, or any federal agency for that matter, claimed this degree of control over it. The plan calls for the FCC to apply a far-reaching set of government controls that the agency has not applied to any technology in the modern era. You got that? This has never been done before. No communication devices have ever had this kind of control suggested by the government, let alone applied. This is breathtaking control of all information. The rules that are suggested and are going to be voted on, quick, hurry, next week. The federal government has a roving mandate to micromanage nearly every aspect of how the internet functions. If passed, the FCC will be empowered for the first time to regulate every ISP's service termination terms, use of customer credit, account history, credit checks, account termination, among other items. It includes plans to empower the FCC to regulate every single aspect of the internet for the first time ever. This is so far-reaching that it will mean even the blaze, because we are on the backbone of the internet. We can be completely separate, everything. But because we're on the backbone of the internet, we will now have to comply by government FCC regulations. I have done broadcast under FCC regulations for 48 years. I know what FCC regulations are like. I will tell you that those regulations today would put this show out of business. I could not do what I do today if they just went back to the regulations that were in the FCC back in the 40s and 60s and 80s. I'll have more on this. This just came to my attention. I'll have more on this, but this is a very big deal.
So as you can see, the serpent is tightening his grip upon this world. So what that means is that the famine of the word is coming soon. All right, so before I begin this lesson, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakwidash. I want to say double honors to the elders and the apostles, chiefly a great millstone where I learned this truth from. They're the real prophets of these end times, and if you cleave to them, which is the voice of the Most High in these end times, and you do have a good shot at salvation. I'd like to say shalom to you Akwaf, meaning you Israelite sisters that are in order. And shalom to you Israelites scattered abroad that may look like these other nations. I mean, you might look like a so-called white man, Chinese man, Arab, or whatever other nation is out there. But if your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you are indeed a Hebrew Israelite. Because this thing ain't nothing to do with color. And we teach this time and time again. It's about a chosen lineage and a chosen seed line, which most of that seed line today will consist of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Therefore, we are not the black Hebrew Israelites as most people like to deem us. We are just the Hebrew Israelites. You won't find the term black Hebrew Israelite in the Holy Bible. Okay, black Hebrew Israelite was a term that was placed upon us as a buzzword basically a way to psychologically manipulate the sheeple out there into thinking that we're some kind of black power movement or some kind of racist organization, when it's nothing to do with that. We are the people of the Holy Bible, and we teach the truth of the Holy Bible in these end times before the return of our Lord Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. With that being said, I want to crack on with this lesson, and this lesson is about the famine of the word that's coming, that is prophesied to happen in these end times, which is right at the door. And hopefully through this lesson, you'll be able to see the signs that let us know without a doubt that we are very, very close to that time. Okay, so the first precepts I want to pull out is the book of Amos, chapter 8 and verse 11. And it reads, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh." Okay, so although there will be a famine of bread and water very soon when this system collapses, when the dollar crashes and all hell breaks loose in the society, which is biblical prophecy. The Bible calls that the time of Jacob's trouble. But this particular prophecy right here is speaking of a famine of hearing the words of the Lord, meaning the true gospel. Okay, you may be able to hear the doctrine of Christianity, but the true prophets with the true understanding of the Holy Bible that have been given to you in these end times, they won't be able to be found during this time that's upon us. Okay, which is why that clip I showed you in the intro to this lesson is basically showing you that they're getting ready to enforce some draconian measure upon the internet, to where they're going to censor the hell out the internet and control every little aspect of the internet. Okay, to the point where they're going to have control over what they want you to believe as truth. So the truth of the Holy Bible is about to be outlawed, basically. Okay, so verse 12, it says, "And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it." See? So there's coming a time where the Lord is getting ready to take his prophets off the internet and off the streets. And during that time, you won't be able to find us. So therefore, that means you're going to be outside of the ark when that door shuts, in a spiritual sense. Back then it was physical. This time it's spiritual. That door to the ark is shutting. And anyone outside that ark, it's going to be too late for repentance. Lord willing, I'll expound on this understanding as we get deeper into this lesson. Okay? So basically what verse 12 is saying is that when people find out that we had the truth, that all the things that we've been saying that people deem as doom and gloom, when all these things start to come to pass, meaning famine, Jacob's trouble, mass death, martial law, FEMA camps, beheadings by guillotine, all these things that we've been prophesying about through the spirit and power of our Lord Yahweh Yahushai. Okay, when people realize that what we've been saying is true and all hell breaks loose in this society, they're gonna be looking for us for answers. They're not going to be looking for the Christians, because the Christians didn't have the understanding, and it's going to be the Christians also, I should say so-called Christians. The so-called Christians are also going to be looking for the men of the Lord, okay, because we are the voice of the Lord. Okay, so when the Lord takes away the words of the Lord, which is coming through the prophets, then they're going to be looking for us, but the scriptures say they won't be able to find us. Let me read verse 12 again. "And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east," meaning they're going to look everywhere for us. It says they shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, which is brought to you by the prophets. You got to get this word And this knowledge, you got to get the truth of the Holy Bible while it's here, okay? It says, and shall not find it. It says, in that day shall the fair virgins and the young men faint for thirst. Okay, so basically it's coming a time where you're not going to be able to get that living water that we are offering through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shai.
2 days ago, the Biden administration announced that they want to take over control of the internet from the FCC, which would mean that the Biden administration can decide what can and cannot be posted on social media, what is and isn't misinformation. They can decide what news they want you to see, which will probably only be the news that fits their narrative. They're going to block all of these sites. You won't be allowed to do your own research. And the head of the FCC is not for this, but we all know that the Biden administration and Democrats will do whatever they can to control the narrative and keep people in line. They don't want people to be able to do their own research because they want to tell people what to think. And this is extremely dangerous because this is what they do in fucking China. And now the Biden administration is saying they want complete control over the internet. This would also allow them to push their leftist propaganda more than they ever have before. This is essentially communist China because they're trying to censor political opposition. They're trying to censor any news that contradicts the narrative. It's ridiculous, and I really hope that this doesn't take place because once they get control of the internet, it's over for everybody. You won't be able to do your own research. You won't be able to look anything up. They want to monitor your phones and computers to see the information that you're trying to gather and what you're looking up.
Now you got to understand that Job 9 and verse 24 KJV states that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the people that control this earth, they thrive on wickedness and deception. Okay, so basically, if you're coming out and revealing what this man is up to, what this serpent is up to, you know, his deep dark secrets, Illuminati, Pizzagate, adrenochrome, child trafficking, you know, the fake JEWs that are living in our land, all this sort of information is like kryptonite to him, okay? And it's a threat to their power structure because these people can't continue their reign of terror on this earth while they're being exposed. So this is the reason why they're coming down having great wrath. And one of the things they're doing is coming down on the internet, the control of information. Now, when she mentions the FCC, you know, the word FCC stands for Federal Communications Commission. So you got to understand anything with the label federal or government or anything like that, you know what I mean? Just think of the devil, think of Satan, okay? For instance, if you want to get married, right? According to Satan's way of doing things, you got to sign a piece of paper and have this big old ceremony and then basically sign your life away to the government and let them know that you're married under the government's rules. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, if a man and a wife divorces, that woman gets to take half the man's shit, okay? Excuse my French, man. But, you know, she gets to take away half of his stuff, which is absolutely ludicrous when the act of marriage, according to the Holy Bible, is when a man lies with a woman. Then they become man and wife, according to the Holy Bible. You know, it's a commitment between you and the Lord. It's a covenant, should I say, between you, your wife, and the Lord, man. You shouldn't be getting the federal government involved in your personal life because then you're letting Satan in. And then anytime you get Satan involved in your life, whether it's child support or anything, you know what I mean? There's always a trap behind it. You cannot trust this devil. So when it says that the FCC want to take control of the internet, then that means that the devil wants control over information. You know, they already have somewhat control over the information because censorship is at an all-time high in these end times. But this devil wants to take it to the next level, okay? Because of all the information that's coming out at the end of his rulership, Okay? Lord willing, that's clear to you and you can understand. All right? I just want to quickly turn to the book of Obadiah 1 and 6 to show you that it's biblical prophecy that this man will be exposed in the end times. And this is what he's doing to try and fight against that. He's trying to combat the flow of information in hopes that he can beat this prophecy where it states that he is going to be revealed in these end times. Okay? This man is in fear for his existence. Okay, his future rulership of this earth, his reign of terror. Okay, 1 second, let me pull this up. It's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 6. It says, "How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?" See? So the things of Esau is the one who rules the earth in these end times. Esau in the world today, starting with the elites, your Rothschilds, your DuPonts, Gettys, and all them. You know, these rich Edomite families, these rich so-called Caucasian families. You know, Esau is the so-called white man. Okay, and I know in the intro to this lesson I said it's not about color, but the majority of the so-called white people in this world today come from the line of Esau. But you know, we can tell through the spirit who is who. Us men that possess the understanding of the Holy Bible, we can read a person's spirit and automatically tell what lineage they're from. Okay, we can't exactly look at a so-called black man and say, okay, he's from the line of Moab because he eats his food with chopsticks. You get what I'm saying? It's not like that. We can just tell who is of the Lord and who is not of the Lord. But anyway, this lesson ain't about that. Let me continue on with the topic at hand. So basically, this precept right here is saying that the things of Esau are searched out and you know, his hidden things are sought up in these end times, okay, which we're living in right now. So basically, all the wickedness of this man is being pulled up and revealed. Just like I said earlier, you got Pizzagate, child trafficking, you know, chemtrails, GMOs, the poison that they put in your veins during the pandemic. You know, all these things are coming to light and is revealing how wicked this man is, and that he is actually the nation of Edom. Okay, now Esau is Edom. You know, the Bible says that Esau is Edom. So people that are considered the biblical Edomites today, which is the so-called Caucasians, starting with the banking families, these elites, Rothschilds and DuPonts, they're the wicked of the earth because they own the earth. They have their central banks all over the earth. They pretty much run the earth. They're the ones that create nuclear weapons, and they're the nations that form the United Nations, the UN. Now let me just quickly pull up another precept to back this up. All right, this is the book of Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 10. It says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not." Okay, so basically it's saying that Esau is being made bare. The Lord is revealing this man in these end times because the wicked had to be revealed before the coming of our Lord Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus. So before his return, which is at any moment, basically this man had to be revealed, which you Christians, you so-called Christians that think you understand the Bible, you're sitting here waiting for some antichrist to pop up on the scene, thinking that that's the man of lawlessness, that's the son of perdition, when you don't understand that the whole time it was talking about the so-called white man, okay, the nation of Edom. He's been revealed. Why do you think he goes through such great lengths to make sure he hides his identity? He hides himself under the name of Romans, Germans, Russians, Ukrainians, JEWS's, and I have to spell it out because that's the number one thing they don't want you knowing is their true identity. which is the nation of Edom, the Amalekites. This man has been trying to hide himself, but the Lord has uncovered his secret places, it says right here in precepts, and that's escalated through this conflict that's going on in Israel between the Israelis and the Palestinians in these end times. The Lord has made Esau bare, meaning he's made him naked. He's exposed him. It says, and I have uncovered his secret places. You know how he hides himself underneath the name of Russians and Germans and French and British. This man is the Edomite, and he has spread himself like a green bay tree upon all nations, okay? He's hid himself. But now he's being revealed, and he don't like it. This is why he's coming down with draconian measure upon the internet, okay? Let me just pull up another clip real quick.
So we're very focused on the data we're collecting from surveillance efforts, what's being said on social media platforms. And we have launched an effort to be able to counter some of the negativity and reach out to people when we see hate speech being spoken about on online platforms. Our social media analysis unit has ramped up its monitoring of sites to catch incitement to violence, direct threats to others. And all this is in response to our desire, our strong commitment to ensure that not only do New Yorkers be safe, but they also feel safe. Because personal security is about everything for them. As I said, no one walking down the street or in a subway should feel they have to hide any indications of what their religious beliefs are. We expect to see people celebrating their lives, walking about freely, and that is no longer the case because people are living in fear. They have a right to do whatever they want here in the state of New York.
Now, for the sake of time, I'm not going to play this clip again, but I would advise you to rewind this and play that clip again and watch her closely. She's lying. All Edomites do is lie, and the Bible states this. These people are the father of lies, okay? The scriptures say that as soon as they come out the womb, they're estranged and they go about speaking lies. This is all they know how to do, and this is how they stay in power, is by lying constantly. You cannot trust the word these people say, because what she was trying to say in this clip is that, you know, they're basically trying to combat hate speech, okay, which is only a way for them to justify their censorship of the internet. That's all it is. They're acting like this is all to do with the safety of others, but it's all lies. Okay, let me pull up a quick precept to prove this to you, man. The Bible exposes these people, and us that possess the truth of the Holy Bible, we're opening your eyes, but it's only for the wise to consider. It's only for the wise to be able to receive this type of information because it goes deep. 1 second. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21. It says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords." And this is how they've always been, okay? The scripture, the precept before in verse 20, it says, "He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant," you know? And that's exactly what they did when they went over to America. They claimed they discovered the land when it was already occupied. And then they basically went there acting as if they're coming with peace, okay? But they had their fingers crossed behind their back, and they put forth their hands against such as be at peace with them. Who do you think this is talking about? You got to use wisdom to be able to understand the truth of this Holy Bible. Otherwise, you'll never get it, and you're just destined for destruction, okay? Because these people went to the Native Americans and they put forth their hand against them that were at peace with them. They didn't cause them any harm. This is a known fact. The Native Americans taught them how to grow food, gave them gifts, and welcomed them with open arms, not knowing that they were welcoming the devil, okay? The devil that the Bible speaks of. So he broke his covenant when he said that he came in peace. He broke his covenant, and they've always broken every treaty and covenant that they've ever made, man. Okay? But the point is, in verse 21, it says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. You know, we come in peace. Oh, we have, a cure for this disease that we produced in warp speed, and we need you to give us your arm so we can put this in your veins, okay? His words were smoother than butter, but what does it say? It says, but war was in his heart. He always wanted to depopulate you. He always wanted to get over on you. And this is the same person we're talking about. It's just you have to look at this man spiritually, but you're never going to see it if you don't understand the truth of the Holy Bible. Because if you're stuck in Christianity thinking that you don't have enemies and that everybody's your damn friend and you just have to love everybody, then you're deceived as hell, man. Okay? And you are predestined for destruction, which is coming in the very near future. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. He always had war in his mind. It says his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And in this particular situation, he's talking about how he wants to help others by censoring the internet against hate speech and this and that. What about the hip hop industry, man? There ain't nothing but hate speech coming out of the rap scene, man. Talking about you wanna kill a nigga, you wanna fuck his wife and all that crap. You know what I mean? And excuse my French, but I'm actually pissed as I speak this right now. Because this is what we're talking about. This man is a hypocrite. Okay? He acts like he wants to help you. He don't want to help you. It ain't nothing to do with combating hate speech. If they really wanted to combat hate speech, then they would do away with rap music. But they won't, because it destroys a particular people, which are the biblical Israelites. You know? Specifically targeted toward Judah, which is the head tribe. Because you cut off the head and the rest will follow, man. The rest will die. The body will die, okay? So they specifically target the tribe of Judah, which is you so-called African Americans, okay? Because you are the head tribe of the nation of Israel. All right, this is the book of Sirach in the Apocrypha, other words known as the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 16. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. You know, his words are smoother than butter, just like I said earlier, man. It says, but in his heart he imagineth, which means imagine, how to throw thee in a pit, a trap. You know, he imagines how to trap you, how to trip you up, how to make you fall, okay? How to get one up on you. It says he will weep with his eyes, meaning he's going to humble himself and seem like he's trying to help you. It says, but if he find opportunity, meaning if you willingly stick out your arm and let him poison you, or if you allow him to take away certain of your rights in exchange for safety or whatever the case may be. But if you give him opportunity, it says, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood, okay? Meaning he's gonna screw you over something differently, man. He's gonna really screw you over. It says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Meaning if you even so much as catch a cold, you best believe this man is responsible in some way, shape, or form. Okay? Because the earth has been provided the cure for everything out here. You know, the world provides the medicine that we need, man. But this man says, nah, you have to use our pharmaceuticals. Hence the reason why everybody's so damn jacked up in this world, man. It says, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. So it's not about them censoring the internet to try and combat hate speech. All they're doing is pretending to help you, but yet all they're doing is undermining you. You understand what these scriptures are saying. You gotta really understand what these scriptures are saying. Don't let it go over your head. It goes deep. But us that possess the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, it's our job our duty, our mission. This is what we were born for. It's just we're not recognized or appreciated in this world, man. So you really got to pay attention to what we're bringing out. We don't put effort into doing these lessons for entertainment purposes. So really, they're pretending to help you by saying they need to censor and have more control over the internet. But really, all it is to prolong their rulership, because they don't have long left to rule. And these people know it because this is biblical prophecy. Let me just quickly grab that. All right, this is the book of Revelations, chapter 12 and verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them." It says, "Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." So the person that rules this earth, which is known as the devil according to the Bible, it's saying that he don't have long left to rule. He only has a short time. So therefore he's coming down upon us having great wrath, meaning he's coming down with all types of messed up laws and legislations and draconian measures to basically put the squeeze on society, man. You got inflation, which causes a man to have to work twice as hard as they have been. So therefore you don't have time to do the research you need to do to find out that this man is the damn devil that the Bible speaks of. But like I said, the Bible said in Job 9:24 that the earth is given into the wicked. The Bible says that Esau is being exposed. And the Bible also says that Esau will be ruling at the end before the rulership of Jacob. Meaning in the very near future, this devil, this one that the Bible calls the devil, pursuant to this precept that you see right here, it says the devil is coming down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So to prove this man is the damn devil, I'm going to show you a quick precept. All right. You can read from verse 7, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to skip to 9. Read it for yourself. It says, "For Esau," now for instance, you can pause this video so that you can read this for yourself to save you having to do it later. But verse 9, it says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." So that Esau is the wicked and his wicked rulership, which you're currently witnessing. Okay. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob, which is you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, it says Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So the new earth, which is considered the kingdom of heaven, the paradise that's getting ready to come to this earth, that is going to be ruled by Jacob. Jacob is going to be the ruler of the new earth. Okay, so all these people that you consider the scum of the earth, you see all these videos presented to you through propaganda that show Jacob looting and killing each other and blasting gangster rap music. Although I don't condone that, but there's a narrative that has to be pushed to make out like, no, these aren't the sons of the Most High, these are the wicked. We're the true sons of the Most High. When really, you're just being deceived. This devil controls the narrative because he was given the fatness of the earth. You understand? Esau was given the fatness of the earth pursuant to, Genesis 37 and verse 40, I believe. You know, I could be wrong, but the Bible says that he was given the fatness of the earth. So therefore, Esau is the ruler of the earth. Pursuant to Job 9:24, they're considered the wicked, man. Okay. So now we've established that Esau is the devil that was spoken of in Revelations 12 and 12, and that he's coming down having great wrath because he don't have long left to rule. That means that the internet, he's going to target that. You know what I mean? So you got to get this knowledge and understanding while you can. While you have the liberty. Let me just quickly pull up another precept. This is the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 9. I'm going to start at verse 9. The point is in verse 11. It says, "Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments." This is talking about when this system collapses in the very near future. All you people that didn't want to pay attention to the true gospel brought to you by those so-called black Hebrew Israelites, the ones that were trying to open up your eyes and shake you and wake you up, okay? The ones that were deemed as hate preachers, you know? Us people that are teaching the truth of the Holy Bible, we've been trying to show you the way to salvation, but you scoffed, you didn't believe us. So basically, you're going to be in pitiful case. And this is talking about the ones that abuse the ways of the Lord, the ones that didn't want anything to do with the Bible or the truth of the Holy Bible. Okay, so I'm going to read that again. It says, "Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments," meaning you're going to be starving to death. You're going to be caught up in violence and bloodshed that's going to happen. You're going to be rounded up by martial law troops and tortured in a FEMA camp, freezing your tits off, starving. Verse 10, it says, "For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me," meaning you had the good things in life. You had a good job, a good career. You didn't need the Lord. You didn't need to be a part of those so-called black Hebrew Israelites, those hate preachers. You know what I mean? You was deceived and you don't even realize it. It says, "And they that have loathed," meaning, despised or hated, "and they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty." And that's key right there, because they're getting ready to shut this internet down, man. Especially during the time of Jacob's trouble, there may not even be any electricity. So you ain't gonna have the liberty, which means the freedom to be able to learn this gospel, the truth of this gospel, the correct name of the Heavenly Father, the correct way to salvation, because a lot of you that have been taught under the lies of Christianity, you're steady thinking that it's okay to eat pork, that it's okay to not keep the Sabbath day. You don't even know when the Sabbath day is, man. A lot of you are keeping it on Sunday thinking that's the Sabbath. Or you're keeping it on a Saturday because you think you've gained some knowledge and that it's actually not Sunday, it's Saturday. And you're going according to the Gregorian calendar, when you're supposed to be going according to the moon, which is the heavenly calendar, the calendar that can't be corrupted, because that's what the moon was created for. So if you're not able to learn the truth of the Holy Bible, it means you're going to be in pitiful case. The Lord ain't going to be with you when all hell breaks loose, and there's not going to be any chance of repentance. Hence the reason why I said in Amos 8:11 that they're going to be searching from sea to sea, from coast to coast, looking for the Hebrew, so-called black Hebrew Israelites, but they ain't going to be able to find us. It says, I'll start from verse 11 again, "And they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as place of repentance was open unto them," keyword was, because you're not always going to be able to repent. It says, "understood not, but despised it." So there's no in-betweens with the Most High. The Lord says, "Let your yea be yea and your nay be nay." There is no such thing as maybe. There's no in-between. You either love the Lord or you despise him, in other words. Okay? It says the same must know it after death by pain. So the ones that cast the Lord's ways behind them and didn't get this truth while it was available, they're going to have to dwell in torments. And they're going to die a painful death. Let me just show you another clip, because that clip by Glenn Beck that I brought this lesson in with, that said that the FCC are trying to have full control over the internet, that vote was passed on the 15th of this month, which is like 2 weeks ago. Okay, it was passed. Let me just quickly show you a clip to prove this.
The FCC just voted in a margin of 3-2 to give full control of the internet to the federal government. As like everything else that the federal government does, this is being done in the name of preventing discrimination and giving everybody equal access to the internet. However, those of us who have been paying attention to patterns are more than well aware that the government really doesn't care if you have internet services unless they can utilize those for some greater purpose. You are free to come to your own conclusions. However, as the IMF is continuing to push the global CBDCs and the EU is adopting digital ID, the widespread utilization of internet for everybody may have a more nefarious purpose.
You see what I'm saying? So basically, they're doing it in the disguise of, fighting hate speech to make the internet safer for everyone, which is lies, man. You can't believe what these people say. Their words are smoother than butter. The Bible in Sirach 12 and 16 says, though they pretend to help thee, yet will they undermine me. Undermine thee. Salakia. Okay? So basically, they're just deceiving you. These people ain't about helping you. It's all lies, man. Let me show you a quick photo. This is what they want to censor the internet for. It says, Israel asked Meta and TikTok to remove 8,000 posts related to the Gaza invasion. Okay, it says 94% of the content has been removed. Now, I don't have any sources for this. This is just something I came across, and I haven't done my research on it, but I have no reason not to believe it because I understand how this devil gets down. Although I can't confirm that this is 100% true, I expect you not to be lazy if you really want to know if this is true. Go out and do the research. I'm sure you'll find it. You know what I mean? But this is just something like a quick photo I came across that I thought was interesting. It says Israel asked Meta, which is, used to be known as Facebook. It says, and TikTok, okay, two major information platforms. It says to remove 8,000 posts related to the Gaza invasion, okay? So these must be certain posts that really didn't go according to their agenda, really didn't fit their narrative. You understand? Because it's very easy to expose these devils for being a damn devil, okay? Because those people that dwell in the land of Israel right now, they're not the real JEWS's, man. And this is their biggest kept secret. They don't want you knowing that, So, let me just quick pull up a preset, because basically, when the more power these Edomites have, or these fake JEWS's, the more power they get, the more draconian measure you can expect, man. All right, this book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 16, it says, when the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall. And currently we're witnessing the fall of the Edomite, the wicked. Okay, we're witnessing the fall of their power structure. We're witnessing a mass exposure through social media of these people, man. Hence the reason why they gotta come down with draconian measure to regulate it. To have more control over it, because this is a major way to fight at them. All this marching and protesting and stuff really isn't doing much at all. One of the major ways to fight at these people is by exposing truth. The truth that they're the devil that the Bible speaks of, the truth of how wicked they actually are and their atrocities that they're doing behind closed doors. All this Jeffrey Epstein stuff and all that, man. They go hard to try and censor this type of stuff because this is the type of stuff that can ruin them. So through this, people will realize they're not the sons of the Most High. They're not the biblical Israelites. They call themselves Israelis, not Israelites. There's a difference. The true biblical Israelites are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans predominantly, man. But anyway, let's get to the point of this precept. I'm going to break it down. It says, when the wicked are multiplied, and the wicked is a so-called white man, starting with the elites. It says, but when they are multiplied, it says, transgression increaseth. Now, when you go into the meaning of the word transgression, it means an offense or going against a code of conduct. So basically, these people, they cause an offense to censor the internet, which is where we get our information, because everyone knows that MSM, mainstream media, is a bunch of bullshit. Okay, you ain't getting fed nothing but propaganda. You know, and that's another thing that's getting exposed too. This is another reason why they're coming down on the internet like they are, is because they're getting, all the propaganda is getting exposed. All these crisis actors and deep fake videos and all that, AI videos and stuff.
If you thought Israeli propaganda couldn't get any worse, I have a treat for you. Even prior to this Israeli attack on Gaza, a lot of designers were really concerned about AI being used as propaganda in such a situation. As a designer myself, who's been an art worker and a Photoshop expert, I'm balking at this image. Let's just zoom in. Like, what the fuck is this? The blur of arms, it's like flesh spaghetti, where AI couldn't even be bothered to render people properly. And they've got away with this shit. And look at this woman. What the fuck? She's like floating on the edge of the balcony with nothing to stop her falling off. Why? Okay, this account called Live from Israel is full of images like this. Let me show you another one. This beautiful sea of Israeli flags, and this huge flag, an enormously incomprehensible, unimaginable flag that doesn't exist, that couldn't exist in that way. The lighting and shadowing is all wrong. And look at the sea of flags goes into distance. They're kind of floating off into space. I think people just assume that no one is going to check on this anymore. People just scroll so fast on social media these days that the edges of the flags just, look, they're just not even rendered. They're not even, what is that?
It's all coming out, man. And the people that control the mainstream media, which are them small hats, them 1948ers, the people that are dwelling in our land, parading themselves around as us, you know, they're the ones that control the mainstream media. They control everything. Everything wicked, everything that has the word government stamped on it, or federal. In other words, they're the devil. They're the synagogue of Satan, pursuant to Revelations chapter 2 and verse 9, KJV. Okay? They're the synagogue of Satan. They're the reason why everything's so damn jacked up, because all they know is wickedness. Okay? So it says, when the wicked are multiplied, meaning when they increase in power. You know, that's really twofold, because when they increase in number too. Because, you know, ironically, the time that the Bible calls the kingdom of heaven is when they're reduced, when their population is vastly reduced after those nukes start flying. Because the nukes are coming down upon Edom, according to the Holy Bible. The Bible says that my sword shall be bathed in heaven, and it shall come down upon the people of my curse, Edom, which is the so-called white man. So basically, that's when a large population of them are going to be taken out. So that's when transgression is going to decrease, when their numbers decrease. Hence the reason why they go so damn hard to keep their numbers up, man. Why the hell else you think they spray the sky with chemtrails? There's multiple reasons behind that, but one of them is to block the sun. You got Bill Gates trying to come out with this program where he wants to dim the sun. Why else do you think that is, when we all know the sun brings life? But these people, they die from the sun because they're the only nation on the earth that lacks melanin, because that's the mark that was given to them pre-flood, before the flood. Anyway, back to this preset. Let me just finish this off. It says, when the wicked are multiplied, which means multiplied in number, or multiplied meaning in power, you know, when they gain more and more power. It says transgression increaseth. So being that they have so much power and they've just, you know, have full control over the internet, that's them multiplying. So what do you think is going to follow by that? Transgression, which I said the meaning of transgression is an offense. You know, or to go against a code of conduct. So basically, them censoring the internet is an offense. So this is what's increasing. Offenses are increasing the more they gain power, or the more they increase in number. It says, but the righteous shall see their fall, which is what we're witnessing right now, just as the Bible said would happen. You pull up another quick precept. Right, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. you know, and this censorship of the internet thing that they're doing, that's an unrighteous decree, man. It's very unrighteous for you to suppress information. This world should be transparent and open. Everybody should know what's going on in this earth, man. You know, they are decreeing unrighteous decrees by censoring information in this earth, man. You know, that's unrighteous as hell. We should know everything about this earth. We should know what plants cure what sickness. All right, let me just quickly show you another clip now that we're on the topic of unrighteous decrees, because basically this man will allow wickedness to thrive on the internet, but when it comes to things that spread righteousness or expose their lies, you know what I mean, or that helps the biblical Israelites to live a better life, then they don't want that on the internet. Let me just quickly show you an example of what I'm talking about.
Man, we got a very important announcement for you guys.
It won't be the same, bro.
Yeah. The channel has been kicked off the YouTube partner program. Just keep it straight with
If you
y'all.
look right now, you can't even super chat or
You
become
can't
a
even
member.
super chat right now.
Yep. So this is the beginning of the end of this era.
We're working with YouTube to try to come to a middle ground and, you know, work together and figure this out. But for now,
We don't even know why.
We don't know the specific reason. When you guys send me your DMs and say, yo, you saved my life. Yo, you send me a picture of your credit score. Yo, my girl is making sandwiches now, or whatever it is, right? We've helped a lot of you guys from killing yourselves, from making a really bad decision. What I'm asking you guys is, just like we've saved you guys, we need you guys to save us. We need you guys to support us.
Wherever we go, Fresh and Fit, you guys saved my life. Yo, you changed my entire life. I'm now happy because I was so depressed.
Guys, it's gotten to the point now where even where we shoot the location doesn't want us to stay here.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fucking have to say that shit. I really didn't want to have to admit that. Dude, there is a matrix, man. Like, people don't want you guys to get this message. Dude. I love doing this. I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't say I didn't love doing this. I left a job that I truly loved to do this, right? Because I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right? That was great, but saving you guys is better.
And knowledge is power. Esau knows this, man. You know, and the knowledge, I don't know if a lot of you know much about Fresh and Fit, but this podcast right here helped a lot of men. Okay, and it destroyed feminism. I wouldn't say it destroyed, but it really did put a dent. It helped to destroy feminism, because feminism is a wicked spirit that was perpetrated by our number one enemy, Esau Edom, the ones that control the internet, the ones that control the mainstream media and the movies and the TV shows and all this crap that they feed you to destroy you. Everything they do is to destroy you. But these people had a podcast that basically helped men not to be a simp and showed women the error in their ways, taught them not to be a whore and a slut. You know what I mean? Taught them to have more respect for themselves. Although a lot of them can't stand accountability, you know what I mean? They have no accountability, and they hated this guy, they hated this podcast, and more than likely they're celebrating over the fact that YouTube has cancelled them. But there's a reason why YouTube has cancelled them, because YouTube is controlled by them. It's controlled by the very people that we've been warning you about. The 1948ers, the wicked, the synagogue of Satan. And they don't want you to better yourself, especially the real JEWSs, you know? Especially the biblical Israelites. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're the number one target, man. Okay? But I'm going to show you what they will allow. Let me just show you this next clip real quick. Show you the hypocrisy and the wickedness of this damn devil we're dealing with, man. Check this out. And I will say, although that appeals to a lot of men's flesh, because we are in the flesh and men love booty, you know what I mean? But you gotta see it for what it is. It's wickedness, man. Ain't no woman supposed to be doing that all over damn internet. Or if that was your daughter, man, you know what I mean? It's disgusting behavior. But YouTube allows that. It says here, YouTube has adjusted its ad-friendly content guidelines. It will now allow breastfeeding videos, so you can have your titties out on the internet now on YouTube. Although it's only breastfeeding, but why the hell people need to see a woman breastfeeding online for? Do that in the privacy of your own damn home. We don't need to be seeing your boobies out in public just because you're breastfeeding. Do that shit in private. There's no excuse for it. And it says, as well as videos with twerking, grinding, and other sensual types of dancing. So all that is allowed, and that's minor compared to what they really show. If you check out the rap videos nowadays, damn near like a porno scene, man. There's a new video that some Israelite sisters, or Israelite women, should I say, dogs, you know what I mean, shameless women, they just released a video, a rap video, talking about men having sex with them on their period, man. Or going down on them on their period, and they're glorifying that. But YouTube will allow that, but they won't allow a podcast like Fresh and Fit to correct women and rebuke them for that type of behavior. That's not allowed in Esau's rulership. But these are supposed to be the people of the Lord that rule the earth. This is why they're so blessed with ownership of the whole world. Really? The Lord blessed them to be wicked? I don't think so, man. People need to wake the hell up. Let me just quick pull up a precept. Alright, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 15. It says, yeah, truth faileth. See? Truth is failing in this man's rulership, man. He loves lies and deception and wickedness. You know? Truth is goes hand in hand with righteousness. But that's failing in this world. It says, yeah, truth faileth. It says, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. It says, and Yahweh saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. Because the whole world is out of course right now under this man's rulership, Esau Edom. There's no proper judgment in this world. Because the 12 tribes of Israel, who are the true judges, they're not set up yet. Let me show you who this world is given to, okay? And I'm going to turn back to this precept in just a second. Job 9:24, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So they didn't earn their position righteously. They were given it by the Lord to fulfill prophecy. They had to be the wicked that had to be revealed. They had to fulfill prophecy. Hence the reason why they're in power right now, because the wicked had to be in power. Mainly to punish the Israelites, but also to bring about the biblical prophecy of the son of perdition, the ones that are gonna be destroyed. It says, he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. See, that's why there's no judgment, because the true judges are covered. The true judges are painted out to be so-called white people when they're the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. The true judges were always melanated people. So it says, if not, where and who is he? So if this man ain't the damn devil or that the Bible speaks of and the wicked of the earth, then who is? Who's this talking about? You know? So the true judges are covered right now. The world thinks that the true judges are the ones ruling the earth right now. They think that they're the true judges. They think that the people dwelling in the land of Israel right now are the true judges. They're not the true judges. The true judges aren't set up yet. right? So I'm going to read this one more time, Isaiah 59:15. It says, yeah, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. And that's the point I wanted to really focus on right there. You know, because when you depart from the ways of wickedness and you start teaching righteousness, you make yourself a prey, because the people that rule this earth, they don't want righteousness spread in this earth. Why do you think the rap music industry is targeted so hard, man? Okay, Lord willing, because I have a lot of information to do with the rap industry. You know, I've been collecting over time for that perfect lesson. Lord willing, soon I'll release that. I'll do that lesson, okay, and show you how Satan controls the music industry, man, because it's all to destroy the biblical Israelites. You know, that's the number one targeted genre of music. Although, you know, all genres are targeted, because anything to do with music is spirituality, and they have to push a negative message, a negative vibration, a negative spirit. Okay, so he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. Let me just show you this podcast right here, for example. This is why I thought of this precept, because they were trying to help men depart from evil, and look what happened to them. They got cancelled because they've made themselves a target, a prey. You know, anytime you step out of line and try to spread positivity in this world, they gonna get you, man. Look what happened to Dr. Sebi. You know, he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. It don't matter whether you're in the truth or a nigger in the world. You try be righteous in this world when you have some sort of fame and status. You know what I mean? You have a large following. You best believe they coming for you, man. Can't have any influencers out there that get loads of views spreading positivity. They don't come at me so hard because I've got a measly 230 something followers on my YouTube. So they ain't coming at me like they do him, but they do take down a lot of my videos because of the information that I provide, because it could potentially blow up and go viral, and they know this. All it takes is that one right person to share my video, and the Lord and the Spirit of the Lord just, you know, put it out there in the world for it to reach many people, and then that's it. You know what I mean? And Esau knows that, so he ain't taking no chances. Even a little guy like me is gonna take my videos down if they possess too much information. That's how the devil works, man. Now, another thing I want to say is that there is information out there that is basically saying that there could potentially be a EMP attack or a solar storm from the sun. One way or another, in other words, what I'm trying to say is, one way or another, they're gonna do away with this internet, because it is biblical prophecy, and the Lord's gonna put a spirit on them to do it at the appointed time. Check this clip out.
Scientists, some, are sounding the alarm on a so-called solar superstorm that could, and this is important, underline the word could, eventually wipe out the internet for weeks or even months.
If it were to occur, might take a decade for us to recover. Some of the destruction of communication infrastructure could bring about the end of the internet.
They are hopeful that they can stop this.
Yes.
But this is a real possibility.
Yeah.
That we won't have internet for months.
That'll take us back to the Stone Age. You know what I mean? And a lot of people will die without the internet, because the fabric of life will change, man. Everyday life will change. People will be taken way out of their comfort zone. And there's a lot of people that couldn't handle that. A lot of people would die just from the internet going out. But unfortunately, the internet's going to go out at some point, and the power is going to go out at some point. You know, it's unfortunate that it has to, it has to happen like that. But it's fortunate because, in another way, in another sense, because it's biblical prophecy, and it means that we're that much closer to the Lord's arrival. You know, these things have to play out, man. But, you know, let me just pull up a quick precept, because Esau is a known liar according to the Holy Bible. All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 13 and verse 4. It says, "But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value." See? So these people are not only fake doctors they're not in the business of curing you. They're physicians of no value. Okay, they're in the business of making money, not business of curing you. Okay, but it says they're forgers of lies. That means that all they do is conjure up lies. This is why they're basically not saying that there's gonna be an EMP or there's gonna be a solar storm, but they're saying it's possible, because they know that that's one of their possible plans of making sure that this internet issue is handled. Because, you know, one of the elites, I believe it might have been George Soros or Henry Kissinger, one of them, but they said that we should have never invented the internet. You know, that's one of the things that they really regret doing, but they know they had to. You know, the scriptures say, if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. They didn't want the internet to be released for us. They knew the consequences of having internet. They knew that it would eventually come back to bite them in the ass because of all the information that could come out, because they were able to hide their history and their crimes and atrocities in this world for a very long time, until the internet started advancing and people started digging out and sharing information about Pizzagate and adrenochrome and all that, man. So they really regret the internet being, you know, created. Okay, so, you know, to close this lesson now, I just want to say that, you know, you really need to get this knowledge and wisdom and understanding while you can, because we're really getting close to the time where this internet's going to be taken out of the way and you ain't going to be able to receive the knowledge of the truth anymore. Okay, so let me just quickly pull up a quick precept. All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse 6. It says, "Seek ye Yahweh while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near." So do it before this internet shuts down, which is at any moment. There's so much to learn in so little time. It says, "Seek ye Yahweh while he may be found," because he's not always going to be able to be found. You got to really look into the meaning of these words, man. You know, you got to really dig into the details of these scriptures. Where it says, "while he may be found," what do you think that means? It means that there's coming a time where he's not going to be able to be found. It doesn't mean after you die, that's it, it's too late, as they teach in Christianity. It means before Jacob's trouble. You know, the Lord is going to laugh at your calamity after that moment, man. The Bible says, you know, you ain't going to be able to find him always, okay? It says, "Call ye upon him while he is near," because he's getting ready to withdraw himself from us, or from the world, should I say, okay? In the very near future, in the time of Amos 8 and 11. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, other words known as Sirach 5 and verse 7. It says, "Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord." It says, "And put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth." Okay, the scriptures say when they shall say peace and safety, then suddenly sudden destruction cometh upon them. You understand? This is all tying into that same time, that same, what the Bible calls the same day, you know? So let me read that again. "Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day." It says, "For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security," you know, you women that are at ease, and you men that think shit's sweet. It says, "And in thy security shalt thou be destroyed." It's going to come upon you like a thief in the night. It says, "And perish in the day of vengeance." Okay, so that there's going to come a time when suddenly all hell is going to break loose, and that's what the Bible calls the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, last precept before I close this lesson out. All right, it says, in the book of Sirach 32 and 14. Whoso feareth the Lord will receive his discipline, and they that seek him early shall find favor. So seeking him early means to seek him now. You know, make no tarrying. Don't put this off. You know, you got to call upon that true name. You got to find out what the true name is. So it says, and they that seek him early shall find favor, meaning you're going to be spared from the torments that are coming in the near future. Okay? The Lord is going to have favor upon you, and he's going to hide you in that day of vengeance, man. All right? So I'm going to close out here. I know it's been a long lesson, but Lord willing, it was edifying. So I'm going to leave it there, all right? So call upon him while he's near, all right? I'm going to give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, all right? Shalom.